Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Heavy Hammer Bushcraft. Doing a second part here of this little backyard foraging thing I've been doing because my yard's still a wreck, and every place I was looking at putting a little campsite up is completely soaked, so not going to function, not going to work for me. But since I'm out here and I wanted to do something again, looking at, like I said, backyard foraging again. Now I have this stuff here growing in my yard. Let me see if I can break off a little chunk of this where you can actually see the flowers and the leaves. Yeah. That right there. It is called creeping phlox. Now this is not naturally occurring here in the yard. My stepmother actually planted this back when her and my father owned the house. It's mostly considered a little decorative yard ornament. Really, it's ground cover. And it does look nice. The purple flowers spread pretty good. You can see that's kind of the gist of it. And you know, when it grows, it covers, it spreads, and does all that. But traditionally, this had some interesting uses to it. The leaves and the roots you can actually dry, and make teas out of, and they were used to treat some kind of gastrointestinal problems. They were used to treat like stomach issues. They were thought to purify the blood. In some cases, they actually used it to treat venereal disease. Not sure which ones. Nobody specifies. Just VD in general. So take that as you will. You can actually make the tea out of it, let it cool off, and use it as an eye wash and to clarify the skin. It helps with acne, eczema, stuff like that. I'm not going to be digging the roots out because, well, I want it to keep spreading on this bank right here. So we're going to keep the roots going, but we are going to get rid of, we don't need the flowers. Because flowers, while they're pretty, well, they're not part of our concoction. So we're just looking for the leaves. Now, if you look, it kind of almost looks a little rosemary-like in ways. Now, I'm not going to take a whole bunch of this because, again, I want it to continue growing, and I don't need a whole bunch to make teas. I don't really have a whole lot of gastrointestinal issues most of the time, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I am going to harvest a decent little bit of this, little bit of the leaves here. And if you were not concerned about this being a yard decoration, then by all means dig the roots, take the roots as well, and you can use those. But again, not my primary concern. I want some of this to be left as a yard decoration, so I want to keep some of it just for that purpose. And I'm trying to take just the ones that have flowered, to be honest with you, because I can toss the flowers and they've already more than likely been pollinated because I have a lot of bees around here, thankfully. Although I don't have beehives yet. I really need to work on that. And again, I'm not taking a lot. I'm taking enough to make like a couple of cups of tea. I'm probably going to put it in the dehydrator and dehydrate it, put it in one of my little mason jars like I have with the dandelion and the wild onion. And if I do get an upset stomach, well, then I will take me some creeping phlox tea. So like I said, to me, this is all part of bushcraft, because this is all part of your natural world. It's all part of your natural environment, and you should know, you know, at least something about the plants, if not like in the wild in general where you are, at least in your yard, because, you know, this is nature's medicine cabinet out here. Like I said, I referenced hedge witches before. It's kind of an old term. I don't know if a lot of people know what it means, but hedge witches were the traditional healers and stuff of communities, and they kept all the little secrets, and they had all the little potions and whatnot, you know. Early apothecaries, and they were called hedge witches as a way to demonize them, you know, during the witch trials, and you know, during all that fun stuff that happened. And they were fascinating people, really, most of them. Now, I will tell you to be careful with this stuff because it is prone to some parasitic infections, some spider infestations and such like that. This one here has quite a few spider webs on it, so I'm sure it's on its way to that. But yeah, if you've got it growing in your yard, or if you want to get some and plant it just so you can have it as part of a medicinal garden, absolutely recommend. Definitely a good idea. So I've got, I think, pretty much everything I need here to make a couple of cups of tea with. So I'm gonna go jar this up and preserve it. And yeah, I guess we'll be back again soon. Hopefully this weather changes and dries out, because I'm so tired of rain here and I want to do some camping, and it just, every time it seems like I'm going to get a day off where I get shot in the foot. So we'll see. Hopefully very, very soon though. And until then, I'll keep checking in with these little videos that hopefully everybody finds useful and helpful. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that noise, and we'll see you in the bush.